As you can see, I'm being held prisoner by a blind man or a hipster. He used to not be cool, but then he got glasses and it's dark out and he's still wearing the glasses. Is he a junkie? Am I being held prisoner by a junkie? He doesn't even know. He's so high he don't know what's going
They
on.
gave me a watch and I can't read the time. Do you believe this, guys?
What do you need with your criminal enterprises? Do you need a watch to when you're gonna rob somebody? You rob at somebody at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock?
Yeah, I do like a little timer, like the movie. It's 5 minutes to rob the bank.
5 minutes to rob the bank. Oh, that's why. And you know where you got the wristwatch? Well, he robbed it, of course. Now, but I see he has a cross, so he is a man that believes in God, although he worships the devil. Isn't that a contrast? He's complex.
Yeah, Richard Devon. I got a T-shirt with a naked boobs. You see this?
Oh, he's got naked boobs with bombs and boobs. He believes in war and boobs.
Naked booms, booms,
Naked boom, 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 boom.
booms.
While we look at boobs and we look at them as the nurturers of the
We
people,
call them trophies.
what the hell is he doing with those boobs? Do
Call,
I have a serial killer on my hands?
we call them trophies.
He, you know what he does? He
Boy,
he collects boobies. He cuts them off. I've seen movies like that. They even have them on television.
oh boy.
And now I'm being held prisoner. Oh yeah, yeah. I found you out. Police, help, help! An innocent man is being held prisoner by a booby cutter upper bad person.
There's a guy who collects trophy as a boobs.
It's like Dexter,
Booms.
only disgusting.
Right.
You know, and he has look what he's doing. He's picking at my computer desk. You know, Nostrovini. He shaved my beard off, and I'm like, and
Guys,
my
what you
hair.
guys think? You think you need a shaver?
I think I need a shave.
I think he needs a shave.
I need a
I think
shave.
they need to shave all this and give him a new face.
The man cuts off boobs and now he wants to get rid of my face. Help! Help! I'm gonna be killed. I'm gonna get my face cut off in a disgusting way. I've seen movies like this and TV
We're gonna
shows.
give him a new face, guys.
Look, I don't need a new face. My face is very nice. I think I'm handsome. I'm 66 years old and I think I look good.
I don't see 66 nowhere. I think he's lying by his age.
Oh, you think I'm saying I'm
I
66 and
think he
I'm
says
really
66 is lying by his age.
so people go, oh, he looks good for his age. Well, if I said I was 29, they would say, look, he looks
Oh,
like shit.
bullshit! Lie! Ah, liars!
Look at that. He's animated. He must be on the cocaine. Yeah, or the crack. I thought that only the heroin addicts wore glasses in the dark. Are you a jazz musician? I
Mhm.
bet he's a jazz musician.
No.
No, but I heard that, you know what? That he's a jazz musician and a terrorist.
Wow,
Yeah, he works for the cartels.
crazy.
It's crazy. Why am I look? I gotta stop looking at myself. I love me
You
so
know, it's so
much.
funny that there was a thing and they were saying that the question was if you were stuck inside
Collect your thoughts. So not that many. You could do it.
if you were stuck inside a room or a board or whatever, a room, which would you pick? A bear or a black man?
Oh, you can reason with a bear.
And
You
you
know
know what's so funny?
what?
They pick a bear.
They pick the bear.
It makes no sense. It's a bear.
It's a
It's
bear.
gonna get hungry.
They'll get hungry. But you know what bears can be? You can tame a bear. And you know what? A black man, they have a brain. So they could, it depends on the black man. As some black men are nice and good and everything nice. And then some black men are bad. But I don't mean bad in the way that black people say he's bad, he's bad.
Yeah, but
He's good.
they didn't think about it. They didn't take time. They just said a bear. It's like this saying like That's horrible. Like, why we?
You know why? I'll explain it to
Okay,
you
cool.
scientifically.
Explain to me.
Everybody has been beaten up by a black man sometime in their life, even in school or on the street. How many of us meet bears? We see adorable bears.
On TV,
On TV.
Yogi Bear,
Yogi Bear, the Smokey the Bear,
Smokey the Bear.
and,
Yeah,
and the talking bears of Disney. So we let our guard down, not knowing that if we go near their coop,
so
they're
you're
gonna eat
right.
us.
You're right about that.
We've been taught that animals don't eat us as a
Like
regular thing.
the Jungle movie with the little kid and the bear. The
Mhm.
little kid, he doesn't hurt nobody.
Yeah, he
Maybe
was.
just send us the wrong message about bears.
Tarzan. Tarzan was raised by apes who could be kind, but you know what? You know what? Nobody has been raised by bears. And you know what would happen if Goldilocks went? I think it was Goldilocks. She went with the free bears. She went
You're
to the nice.
right.
Yeah,
Goldilocks three bears that could have ate them, broke them apart, and
right,
she raised them.
right. And she goes in there and she eats their porridge. You know what would happen if you really ate a bear's porridge?
And you get mad.
Oh, they go,
Man.
and the baby bear, the near a cub,
Baby bear don't know what was going on.
the
But
big.
the papa bear and the mama bear, oh no.
Yeah, because you could play with a baby bear, but you can't play with an adult bear.
Papa.
It's
Or
dangerous.
or the mama bear sees that you playing with the baby bear and does not know what's going on.
Mm. We have a very distorted concept of animals. That's why those animal rights activists are crazy, because they'll go, "Oh, you're murdering that animal when you hunt them." And then I say, "You know what's going on in that woods with all the animals eating each other? It's serial killing. It's a mass murder. It's a slaughter." I
It's the
tell you.
survival of life,
Yeah.
basically. We
The,
got our own world out here. We eating chickens and beef and all that and cows.
You know what
And
happened?
the wild they eating
They eat their,
their
they,
own neighbor.
that's true. I
And
don't eat my neighbor.
fishes in the water and they eating their own neighbor.
But you know what?
Wow.
If this guy acts like he's innocent, if we got isolated, he'd be eyeing me. And I'm a big guy. He'd probably live off my land, me, for months. He put me in the refrigerator. I've seen movies like that.
If we was living like a wild animal, he'd be my number one right here.
I'd be a number one to be
Number
eaten.
one. Yep. Number one.
I live in terror. I live in
I'll
terror.
eat little pieces, little by little, so it could last me a little longer, because then I gotta find somebody else.
Would you keep me alive while you did this to torture me? Eat my fingers. He would eat my fingers. Look at my
No,
fingers.
you might be screaming help, and there's
Oh,
nobody to help. If I won't help, I'm gonna attack the next person, and I have my next meal for the following 6 months. I don't know.
he's a junkie character. He's a junkie cannibal.
I don't think you want me. Look, I'm skinny.
Oh, look
I
at
got a
you.
little bit, but not enough for him.
It's not enough. You're
It's
a
not
lunch.
enough.
You're lunch. You're
I'm
not
yeah.
breakfast. You're not
He
breakfast.
might eat me, and then he go get hungry again.
Oh, well, I got an appetite, but I wouldn't eat a person. I would just go hungry. I would starve to death rather than eat a person.
I don't
Because
think so. I
I,
think he would eat them, cook them, season them, and then roast them and chili pepper and all that good stuff.
see, that's a lie because I can't cook. So your whole logic of your argument falls apart. He cooks for me sporadically. I have girls here, and they're nice and they're aides, and they feed me. And you know what he does?
Well,
He does like engineering work. Look, that's broken. Pick up something heavy. Look, but he's nice. I like Jay. Oh, I said his real name. He's not. We're not supposed to.
you're not
They could
supposed to
trace. So that we could trace him.
trace me.
They can. The sunglasses won't work. Although you look like every other Dominican
That
in the
window's
city.
open, so they could just
Oh,
Jay, come in.
that's
Hey,
the
there you go.
cocaine talking, the heroin, because it makes you paranoid. And when he tells the marijuana makes you paranoid. Everything makes me paranoid.
Right,
I'm not paranoid though.
right. So,
Sometimes, yeah, I got a Nike shirt. It's nice.
you guys remember about the Caitlin Clark,
Oh, the basketball player.
the woman? Well, she won the All-Star
Mhm.
as the main captain
Oh yeah.
and impressed the whole world.
Wow. because she's the only white girl who could play basketball in the whole world. And she can dunk baskets, which even the best black players can. And they got mad. They said, "What is this white girl doing?"
Right.
And that's not fair because sometimes it just sometimes is gifted. Don't worry, the most of us are not as athletic as you, so
Right.
don't feel that bad people.
And sometimes, the when you win a ring or a trophy, you get like a ring, and they're like, "Look, we won the championship for this year. You didn't want nothing." And they like to rub it in your face. Guess what, people? She won a ring.
She won a ring. And they've been roughing her up. And you know what? They're going to try out. She's going to go to Europe and she's going to quit the NBA or whatever the hell they call it.
And
And they won't have no more money because nobody was going to their shows until she showed up.
that's what people saying. They say if she does go, they know why they left.
Or they elbow her in the face.
They
She's
know why.
not
They're not protecting her life in the NBA.
right. They're saying, oh, she didn't pay her dues. It's not based on dues. It's based on talent.
On time, right?
They're crazy. The whole people, not all black people, just these black basketball players. I think it's because they're too high. They got oxygen depletion
Right,
because they're so tall that the air up there is thin, and then they hit their heads on top of doors.
right,
Because look, can you imagine the whole world is made for people who are women who are 5'6" and men who are 6 foot, and they're freaks.
that'd
I'm
be
telling you,
that'd be awesome. If
what
we were all 6 feet and the woman was like 5'6", that'd be awesome.
five? Well, he says
That'd
he
be
was
cool. That means I could
5'9".
dunk.
He,
Oh
no,
no, wait, but then they might change the rule. They might change the room size.
that's
If I
true.
go a little up.
That,
Forget it.
forget it.
We're taking it back. No.
We can't
And
build.
now we just change it.
The
No.
Japanese people did that. They made their stadiums and they got our as good as, and they're tiny little people.
Oh yeah, they changed their rim, and the NBA is like over six something that ranks to get up. But in Chinese, because they so small, it's smaller.
Yeah, they're tiny people.
So it's easier for people to do stuff like
How did they ever think they could beat us tall people in World War II? I don't know. Because what are
right,
they going to do? Kick us in the shins?
right,
Better not.
right,
I'll kick them. We did dwarf when I was young. We did dwarf tossing. We could do Japanese tossing. We could toss them around too if they get out of line.
right.
And you know what?
Well,
The Dominicans, no offense, but they're a threat to America.
ah,
Yeah, they're a threat because they're in the cahoots with the Haitians, and they're
mm,
going to try to conquer the world. But it's not going to work because their country's about this big.
wow.
Yeah, and they got the Soto guy. You know what he did?
What's wrong with Soul Guy? Talk to me.
Well, Soto is he was a great Dominican baseball player.
Mhm.
But they took him out into Dominica and they put him in New York where it's cold, and he got cold, and they gave him a contract for him,
Yeah, but
millions of dollars, but he wasn't living up to them.
and Dominican is very poor. So when you give the opportunity to play for the Yankees in New York, that's a big opportunity.
It's a big opportunity because for good reason people have kept away from the Dominicans. You know why? They speak Spanish,
No,
but they
it's not
twist.
that. It's,
No. It's
let,
not.
let me,
They speak too fast,
I
and
get, I
nobody
get, I
understands
get.
him except for him. He speaks very slow.
What's going on was that the Dominican Republic is very independent,
Oh,
so it's harder for them to get a visa if you don't have either sports, talent, singer. You need something to bring you to New York. You can't just get a ticket to come to New York. That's not how it works. They won't allow it.
then how the hell did you get here, junkie?
I
Do we need more junkies in New York?
got to my grandparents.
Oh, the grandparents. He was grandpa then.
Why?
So were you born here?
Uh,
You were born in the Dominican Republic.
raised
But,
here.
but your grandparents said,
I
we
was
love our
I
little
was raised
kid.
here for the opportunity.
She was waiting,
But
the opportunity to do good.
they got school and stuff like that.
kidnap little white boys like me and hold us prisoner, that's your opportunity.
That's the best part.
Yeah, and maybe
Guess
eat
what?
them.
I got the keys.
You got the keys to my
He
apartment.
can't go nowhere.
I can't go nowhere. I can't walk.
He tried to get out this window. It's like a 4 feet window.
I would fall and break my neck. And then they would say, oh, he has mental problems. He didn't know. And see, they gaslight me all the time.
And then I'll set up and go to the room and then act like I'm sleeping.
Innocent.
He said,
See,
wake up, wake up. So you know you took that. I was like, what?
I tell you, that's what's gonna happen. One day it'll be a death on Avenue C, and I'll be just,
Listen,
oh,
this ever happened, just don't go to Avenue C.
don't go there.
I don't want him to wake up right away, all right?
I don't. They don't want me to wake up ever. That's their plan. But it's not gonna work, you know why?
Why?
Because I'm gonna get a whole bunch of operations and I'm gonna be able to walk again. And when I can walk, and I get upper body strength and I'll be able to punch you. Right now I can't punch you.
Well, you see him now, right? But in a few months, you see Skinny Vinny, and I'm gonna be tough. Yeah.
Yeah, because your days are numbered, my friend.
I think I'll be the one hostage. And believe me, if I say he got skinny and he look like he's in shape, I think I'm the one who
He's
call
gonna be
911.
because he's short, like older.
Call 911. That's all I gotta
He's
say.
5'9", but he's really see right now.
Say I'm 5'9".
He's standing up.
He's 5'11".
I I was 6 foot at one time, but I'm shrinking. Pretty soon I'll be the size of the Dominican.
He's 5'11", guys. You believe this?
I was 6 foot, but you lose inches.
I wish I was 5'11".
You wish you were a man
So I'd be
that was a
dunking
good person.
in the ring.
You want to play basketball?
If I was 6 feet, I'd be dunking in the room every night.
You know, the room is not a place where you can put your basket
I mean, I used to
in
dunk,
the room.
dunk like 1 or 2 times, but it's not the same as you got the height. You got the height. It's more fun.
Did you dream of being a basketball player before you knew you were going to be short? Like when you were little and you said, oh, I want to be a basketball player like the black people?
Well, that's when I was in middle school. I was playing, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Oh my God.
This is a funny joke. This is the funniest story ever.
That's about
When I first got into I was playing basketball in the side of school, in gym, and I wasn't that good. I tried, but then when I knew I got better, is I was shooting a 3-point, right? And I fell. Oh shit!
Oh, you fell.
And when I look up, the ball went in. That changed my whole mind. I was like, I'm sticking to this. This is my sport.
Then sadly,
I failed to notice that. Hey, this is your sport. What are you doing?
but it was tragic. He gave him false hope because then at
No, no.
15 he's waiting to grow and he's staying the same. What and then his mommy and daddy said with their accents because they had accents.
Yeah.
Mita, you're not going to be a basketball player. And he didn't. He broke his little heart. That's why he became a junkie.
I did not try baseball, not volleyball. But then I noticed my height wasn't going any higher, so I was like, ah.
You can't. You know what?
But then I saw later on that Nate Robinson was 5'10". He is the shortest NBA player in the NBA. Guess what he did?
Wait.
He dunking the ball in the NBA. He won championship, and he is the shortest man in the NBA. So if he could do it,
You can't do it. You're 5'8". He's
I
got
could
2
do it.
inches on him, and he's considered at the midget of the basketball.
If he could do it, I could do it.
You know, I like his attitude. It's positive. You know, but I think
I
it's
mean, I'm not taking it in the rim because those 6 feet people might just jump on me. Ah,
See, I think
I'm gonna have to shoot
it's
all day, but
it's he's delusional because of the junk, and he's positive because you know when he gets, I can do anything because I'm high, but I am no. He may, you know, he may be legitimately positive thinking, or it may be the junk talking.
ah,
You don't know.
I see.
Yeah, we can't see the his eyes because he has sunglasses on.
No, you can't see my eyes, but then you go scanning, and
Yeah,
it's gonna tell you who I am.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
different.
technology is getting a little stronger. I've seen a lot of movies. It's scary, guys.
You
Be
can't.
careful with technology. It's getting scary now.
Look at it, they can fake us. You know what they can do? They can make a video of me doing bad things, them doing, well, he's gonna actually do bad things. And they falsify it, like they could make a bit of video of me being mean to people.
They
And
got
everybody
this.
knows I'm nice.
They got this. Well, in school they call it geeks. Well, after school they call it genius. They got this computer genius that can make us do whatever we want right now,
Right. And they
and
get
it's not
vengeance.
real.
Well, you know what? They're getting vengeance on what you did to them in high school. Because you tortured them. And
Right.
they said, they
They
called
got
me
the brain
nerd.
power to do whatever we want.
This is revenge.
I can smack them around, talk to them, and curse them out, and they can send it to me. And we're like, wait, we didn't do this. What's
Right.
going on?
He probably did it to somebody else though, which is ironic. It's like a Twilight Zone episode. He gets killed. He cannot find justice. Finally comes him, and it's a false frame. He gets. He doesn't get to the electric chair for the murder he did. He gets the electric chair to the murder he didn't do.
Ah,
That's why you're in trouble with God. God's mad at you, you know.
well, it's good, but
You
it's,
can wear that cross all you
it's
want.
bad, but it's good.
See,
Because you know when you see the 007, right?
Mhm.
Mission Impossible, right?
Right.
When you see all this, and you see all this nice technology, flying cars, car that goes on the thing, and the guy in the tech, he said, "Go left. I open the door. I'll do this, do that." Come on, man. That's a lot of full access. That's dangerous. Access to the state? Oh
That's
man.
whoa.
And that's not him. That's the guy in the computer, the genius guy.
They
And it's
always
not
have a
one.
genius
It's
guy.
like 7 genius in the thing, and they doing everything. Open the door. Go this way. Go back. Oh, I changed your name. DNA. Boom, boom, boom. It's
See, they wouldn't know. See, the thing is,
that's
they could
but that's
trick
only
you.
a movie, guys.
That's only a movie.
Imagine that was in real life. Oh man.
Well, look, we all have Alexa in our house, and she listens in on us.
Oh, that's another.
Listens in on us.
But we now restarting the technology right now.
This was,
It's not that advanced yet,
but it's gonna get that.
but it's gonna get worse later on down the line. Hey, he might replace me with a robot.
What? No, I wouldn't.
And Shoni said, "Oh no, they don't want me no more.
No,
We want to give you a robot,
no, I wouldn't. Even if the robot was
24/7. Only
Even-
one robot.
even unless the robot was a girl robot.
They're gonna send a woman
Send
robot
it-
24/7
It's not like Selma
and
Hayek.
never gets tired.
Never gets tired.
All it does is charge itself.
And charger, you need the batteries. You can't sleep with them in a bathtub. You can't shower with them because you get electrocuted.
Unless you get the waterproof one.
Oh, I think he's been researching. He's a very lonely man, and that's a
I'm
strange.
just saying, just scary. I
You,
don't think I want to.
you don't want to.
Because what if somebody evil and he say, "Oh no, I want to get at Trump. I'm gonna take over the robot and destroy the whole United States."
Oh,
And then next thing you know, it's riot throughout the whole United States.
Robot
Robots
riots.
destroying stores and buildings and burning buildings. I hope it's
oh.
horrible. That would be the hardest thing.
Then you'll have to defend the country, and
And
you
then
don't
10
know.
years later, you see the guy dead, right? After all the riots done, 10 years later, he moved my memory and mine into a robot, and no one knew nothing, and he comes back as a Terminator.
Robot Resurrection. That's a good
Yeah,
movie.
that would be a great movie. You
Yeah.
imagine they made a movie like that?
I know. And God things wouldn't work on a robot, like vampires and werewolves. You go, "Do your power
Oh, no.
first." Look, see, it works on him because he's a vampire.
Oh no!
He's what you call a day walker. They can walk during the day. And he tries to throw you by having a cross here, but it really isn't Jesus on that cross. It's somebody else. But this,
Oh.
yeah. See, See, that's how it works.
Well,
Because you gotta believe. See, if you don't believe in Jesus, if you don't really believe, the magic don't work. But if you really believe, the magic works.
right.
That's why you're supposed to believe. That's why. Did you ever see the movie Fright Night?
Right.
And the and the guy goes with the cross, and he doesn't really believe, and then the vampire goes, but you've got to believe. And then later on, in the comeuppance, it was Ronald McDonald, old-time actor who went to cross. He goes, "Ugh," and he believed, and he burnt the vampire's thing. It was
Well,
one of the best things in the whole movie.
I was watching. It's a new movie that came out, Sinner.
Oh, you watched that?
Everybody's it's in the movie theaters. I think it's brand new.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys watch it, it's a really good movie. It's about back in time. I don't want to spoil it, but back then it was right against they call it niggers. That's what they call it.
See that on Notre Dame channel?
That's back in the day.
Although
It was
he's
dark
a
skin
minority.
versus light skin, and they didn't really like the comment that dark skin have so much money and can take
Oh.
land and this and that. So he sent this vampire to kill the whole.
Oh no, it was the white man sent the
And
vampires?
to come find out that the one that sent him there was the one that sold the property.
What was this, a real estate swindle? He would sell property to
But you gotta
Jurassic Park?
remember back then it was very,
Very
very
prejudiced.
prejudiced. So that's why he did what he did. So that's crazy.
See, he can say the N-word because he's not quite white. But he's all right. I'm an alabaster bastard. You can call us
I don't
anything.
think he could say it.
No,
But
I'm not allowed.
I've been
There'll be a scandal.
I've been around so many of them like almost every day. And wait, let me say it. Right.
Yeah, because they said, oh, he's a
He
Dominican.
said, "Oh, he's with us." No,
He
he's
can
good.
pass.
He's
He
with
can
us.
do
Yeah,
it.
he passed. He's with
And
us.
sometimes it's a greeting,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's a sign of affection, and sometimes it's song. But it's weird because it's schizophrenic. Because then people say he said the N word
I
on another
I
channel.
like the song. The song's like it sounds good. It's not frightening nobody because it's a song. But then when someone's singing it and they got headphones on, they're like,
What's going on?
"What's going on?" I said, "Oh no, I'm hearing the song." Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, we know again. The Satanist.
Right, right.
The Satanist.
Yeah.
Because, and then, you know what makes God mad? You could blaspheme God all you want, but you get certain words that you don't want to be said. Oh, it's a big deal. But saying the Lord's name in vain, how would you like every time somebody says the Lord's name in vain, it wakes somebody says, what's going on? Is somebody in trouble? And then they find that somebody stubbed their toe.
Mm.
And then God comes down, he sends his angels down. So what's wrong? Does anybody need help? No, I just met this bitch and I called her the N the yeah, I said a bad
The
word.
N word. Oh no.
The B word.
He did
That's
the
the
B
you
word
know,
and the N word.
they
Oh
don't
no,
like
no,
I didn't say you're the one that said the
no.
N word.
The B word.
No,
Oh
the
no,
B.
he just said the B word. I said the N word, guys. I can't believe this channel should be canceled.
What's
This is
going
shut
on? I'm
down.
gonna get censored. I'm gonna have
You know,
Nostrovini, the children's channel.
also this this war is involving because Tesla just made the first flying car. Actually, there is a flying car, but he made the first working flying car, which
You know what's
it's
gonna
just crazy because he has so much money and power, and he have powers with the state. He just come and decide to make a flying car now. No,
he's the richest man in the world.
this is not. This is too much now.
And
A
Trump
flying car. I don't want a flying car, guys.
I don't want.
I don't
Well,
want a
I
flying
know.
car.
The
I mean, he's
dangers.
not the first flying car to make. The first flying car, it looked like an airplane and it looked like a helicopter. And when
Right.
it lands, it shuts the wings down. And if it's a helicopter, it turns everything into one piece and just
Mhm.
turns it to a car.
See, you know
But
what?
that's cool. And they
That's
also
cool.
made one that goes underwater too.
But it will work. You know
Well,
why?
who's
Think
gonna
of,
who's gonna
think,
want who's
think,
gonna want to know that?
well, think about the sky filled with bad drivers.
I don't got space for a flying car nowhere. Where am I supposed to fly? I got no landing to fly my car.
He's poor. You know, he has no space. The only space he has is up here. And a lot of it, let me tell
Okay,
you.
if it's a helicopter, I might be able to put on the roof. But why would I want to put my car on the roof?
Yeah, and could he get a permission from the landlord to
Yeah,
do
I'm gonna have
that?
to buy a building and then just or land and just make my own custom building.
I reiterate, he's a poor person. He
It
has enough money for his junk.
it
He
can
don't
look
have.
like the the Tony Stark house
Maybe
with
you
the
should.
landing and it's just come down just shoop and then just go straight home.
No,
That'd be the best
you
thing
know,
ever.
maybe you should stop doing the marijuana, save some money, and buy yourself a little home. Not in New York, you couldn't afford it. Here we'd have to go out to Appalachia, where all the white people are who have guns. Oh no, that wouldn't be a good idea for you. Because they'd look at you and they say, Invader, invader, he's from Venezuela. Pow, pow, pow.
They come in like, hey, you lost? I'm like,
And they'll go,
yeah,
hell boy, you're
yeah,
really
I'm
lost.
leaving now. Yeah, I'm lost. I'm going home now. Thank you. I got the message. You don't gotta burn my building now. I'm leaving now.
You see, he would run away.
I'll be like, hello, yeah, pack my stuff. We gotta go.
And then he
It's not
would,
fun.
anybody who had a southern accent who came into the city, he'd abuse them with his gangbangers. I know it would be revenge. And maybe that southern person who came in the city is innocent. Maybe he's just a cowboy.
So funny. I thought Washington D.C. was actually filled with white people, but then when I look into it, it's mixed with a lot of Spanish people in there.
Oh, yeah. Where have all the white people gone? Long time passing. Maybe they heard his singing along and
Maybe
they
kick
ran
me
away.
out, kick me out the state.
You know what you know what? There's a known fact that Dominican boys drink Drano, which explains his voice.
Oh my God, you hear this, guys? Media, you hear this? Media?
I'm part of the media that's lying.
Yeah, the crowd. Media, you hear this, media?
Me, you know.
Listen, media, listen. This is something I gotta tell you guys.
It's media. You're talking to the
Media,
outside.
I'm not talking to this guy. I'm talking to you guys. You're the media. You're the people, all right? Listen, if you think he sounds right or wrong, don't stay quiet. Leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment.
Say
What's the
something,
lady
media.
making comments about my talk and my show? That's why I have guests here, because they could cajole you. That's a big word, and to give me comments and say, "Oh, Vinny, you're so fine. You don't you make me blind."
Mm.
He's maybe he looks like he's blind. But yeah, we'll sing the blind man song. Ebony and ivory get together in harmony. If we couldn't all see you, could we tell that we're not the same color?
Yeah.
But so if everyone went blind, everybody would be a
Oh my
brother.
God, but
Okay, I think we should shut off
I
other
think,
people.
yo, media, what you think? I think we should shut it. We gotta shut it down, man. And we gotta come back and do another no
A
souvenir.
Nostradamus, because
Maybe tomorrow or today.
I have to that, because he won't feed me. He'll say, you didn't eat, put me on Nostrovini. So
He's
therefore,
talking about I didn't feed him, right?
he
All I ate today was 6 crackers, and I just ate some plantain, salami, and cheese just now. This is my whole meal.
you know how many calories salami has in it?
I
Billions.
got so much calories right now, but it was a little small plate like this.
You know, tiny
What am I
plate.
supposed to do with that?
He's eating like a Frenchman.
That's it's going back tomorrow morning.
You're in America. You're supposed to overeat. That's why I'm a good American. God bless America, where you can feed your face.
Face.
Oh my God, just lost my appetite. Okay, we're gonna set this down.
We'll set this down.
Uh,
Set
see.
this down. We're gonna sit this
We're gonna
down.
shut
We're gonna
this-
sit down. Sit
Oh, the
down,
last
sit
thing
down.
you hear is him. I'm
Sit-
sorry.